What's going on, Jets fans? Happy Friday, first day of the combine, first couple days in the books. And of course, usually the stars of the combine are the wide receivers because we all want to see who's running that fire 40-yard dash, right? We all get on here and say, combine doesn't matter. Watch the tape. I'm old school. I don't know. Why are we talking about it then? Why is it a 3-day event on national TV? I love the combine, and obviously players' production and tape matters way more than how they do on a couple of drills over one weekend. However, I think there are two positions when it comes to the 40 specifically. It does matter a little bit more, and that's wide receiver and corner. Can you separate? Can you keep guys from separating? We see all the time GMs say, trust the tape. We're just here to verify what we saw with our eyes. But every year there's a receiver who comes out and burns and gets overdrafted. Ask the Oakland Raiders. Now, official times are now in. So Chris Olave's crazy 4.26 is actually dropped down to a 4.39. His teammate Garret Wilson, 4.37. And then the most disappointing was Treylon Burks, 4.55. But when you watch Treylon, I don't know. With the ball in his hands, it looked like nobody can catch him on some of these screens, these drags, these slants. So he's got game speed. I think, if he ran like 4.59, 4.6, I'd be worried. But Trey Burke still in play for number 10 for the New York Jets, even though the 40 time wasn't as fast as we thought. I'm not overly concerned about it. However, I knew Olave would fly, but I didn't see that coming from Garret Wilson. And now I'm really... He was number 4 for me in a couple of days ago when I made a video about wide receiver rankings. But man, I don't know. I've been watching more of him and reading more about him and the 40 time. And Garret Wilson, he may not have the highest ceiling of some of the other wide receivers, but I think he's just going to be a solid pro. I really think there's no way he's a bust. There's just no way he's a bust. And when I watch him, if I had to describe him in one word, I would just say baller. Guy's a baller. He really is. He kind of moves like a running back. Crazy vertical. Mossing people at 6 foot. Definitely the go-to guy at Ohio State over Chris Olave. Although I think we'll both definitely go in the first round. I'm really liking Garret Wilson. However, on the flip side, the wide receiver group in this draft class is probably a little bit deeper than I originally thought. So now it's like, okay, do we now maybe want to go corner at number 10? And then go wide receiver in the second round? Because if we look at some second round options like Sky Moore, Jahan Dotson, a lot of people really like Alec Pierce, Cincinnati Bearcats. If you go to receiver in the second round, now you can go corner at 10. But then it's like I really like premier talent around Zach Wilson. So then, okay, maybe we still sign in Amari Cooper and go receiver in the second round, and then we can let Berrios walk because the receiver we draft in the second round, let's say it's Jahan Dotson, is now our wide receiver number 4 and also has ability to be a kick returner. So he could take the role of Braxton Berrios. His second round contract would be cheaper than the 6, 7, 8 million, whatever Berrios is going to command. So that's a move we could make. Definitely a move we can make. And then if that wide receiver that we draft in the second round shows potential to be a wide receiver number 2 or even 1, we could always then move on from Corey Davis in 2023 and save his cap hit. So there's definitely a conversation to be had there with taking a wide receiver in the second round instead. And I wasn't a fan of this a few weeks ago, but I think that's definitely something to consider. The wide receiver group is deeper than I thought. And a lot of those guys in the second round, like Sky Moore and Dotson, are those shifty kind of slot Elijah Moore type guys. So they could take that Berrios role and could play on special teams as well. Because I think the drop off from like Sauce Gardner and then the corners that would be available in the pick 35 and 38 is really big. And I think it's larger than the gap between like a Trey Burks and a Garrett Wilson versus Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore. So I think wide receiver is deeper than corner, at least within like the top 8 guys. Then on the back end, corner goes pretty deep to where you can get decent players in the 4th round. So, and you don't know how the board's going to fall. You don't want to risk waiting and then people get hot on these wide receivers and then you end up having to take like the 9th, 10th best receiver and then you have a Denzel Mims situation on your hand. But it's definitely interesting to consider. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Should the Jets go receiver at 10 or should they wait and get a value pick in the 2nd round? Thank you for watching and go Jets.